Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high.
Hello everyone, thank you for taking the time to complete the mandatory online training for the 2026 Southeastern Youth Fair Swine Show. I'm going to change it up a little bit from what I normally do, and I am not going to go through every single rule because I firmly believe that everybody that's watching this is able-bodied people that are able to read, and I'm not going to read it to you. So I'm just going to go over a couple key things for you guys to keep in mind and just remember. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of the committee members. One of the things I will do is I will introduce the committee and let you guys know who it is so that you guys can reach out to them if you guys need any assistance throughout. So we have Dalton Yerk, Brad Cook, Corey Lyles, Stephanie Owens, Crystal Waldron, Jason Warner, Kaylee Cook, Matthew Mays, and Caitlin Mays. We put in a lot of work and time to make sure everything's prepared. And, we're really thankful for having that committee to help us out. So just a couple of key things for you guys to keep in mind. We do have the tagging date that is coming up on November 8th. So make sure you guys are prepared and ready to go for that. The time for that is going to be 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So make sure that you guys are in line and ready to go by 10 o'clock that morning so that we can go ahead and run through and get everybody taken care of. For the tagging, we do recommend that pigs are between 70 and 90 pounds. We do not do an initial weigh-in, so we're not going to have a scale available to weigh your pig at that time. So please get in contact with your breeder, advisor, or FFA leader to get your animals weighed prior to so you know where you're at and make sure your pig is ready to go for the initial tagging. Something new this year is we did remove the rule that says you cannot exhibit your pig at any other shows. And with that, I think there's a lot of great opportunities that you guys are going to be able to do. But I want you to sit back and remind yourself that while you do have these opportunities, you still have an end goal that you need to make in regards to making it in the fair with the 230-pound weight limit. So if your pig is not gaining weight or, sick and not doing good, please make sure you guys are cautious before you go to all these shows so that you can make sure that your pig is on track to make it to the final show. And if you have any questions, please reach out to your leaders and advisors, and they can help guide you along the way with that. So moving on, whenever it comes time to do the final weigh-in, we did change up the process last year, and I think it worked out really good. So just make sure that you guys are walking through with your pigs the entire time. You can go along the outside of the panel, and that way you can hear what your pig weighs. You can see what the ultrasound technician is doing, and that way it's a more informative process so you guys know what's happening at that time. One thing that I did want to address with all of you is the majority of you kids are super grateful and super thankful and very respectful whenever you're going through this process. But please remember that it's always important to be polite and respectful no matter what the circumstances are throughout the process. If your pig does not make weight, we understand that it's emotional and you might get upset, but just please ensure that you're always being polite and respectful to whether it's your teachers, parents, committee members, and other fair volunteers, because that is not just a reflection of you, it's a reflection of your parents and a reflection of the club or FFA chapter that you're a part of. And that's super important to remember why you're here and what you're doing.
All right, now we have a few Q&A with the coordinators. So
All right.
We'll read the question and then answer.
All right, so the first question is, what is your history with the Southeastern Youth Fair and why do you volunteer as a show chairman? So I was not born in Marion County, but I was born in Dothan, Alabama. But my family has been here ever since I was born. And, I grew up in the Southeastern Youth Fair. I come from a cattle background and, really love the cows. We show cows all over the state of Florida. But my first time actually volunteering was with the pigs. I was actually on the Swine committee starting my junior year of high school, and I have not been off the committee since then. I love the pigs. I love the pig show. In my opinion, the pig people are the best people that walk around the Southeastern Youth Fair, and we have the biggest show, and I really enjoy doing that. A couple years ago, your previous chair, Brian Alberti, had stepped down and kind of handed over the reins to me, and I've been guns blazing since then, and I'm super excited to continue to serve you guys. All right. The next thing is, what is your favorite thing about the Swine Show, and what is your favorite thing about the Southeastern Youth Fair? I feel like I'm in a news interview right now. All right, so my favorite thing about the Swine Show is definitely got to be showmanship. The animals are going to come in the ring and they're going to do what they're going to do, but in showmanship, that is your time to shine. And I love being able to see the kids go out there and, strut their stuff and show them what they're made of, because that's where you can see where the homework gets put in. And, I think that's really awesome. And then what's my favorite thing about the Southeastern Youth Fair? It's getting to see all of you guys and, networking. We only see each other a couple of times a year, but when I tell you that the kids and the people that come here are a different breed, that is an understatement. Like, you guys are amazing. I can call anybody at any time. They're more than willing to help out and do what's needed to be done. And we have a tremendous community, and it shows with the animal sales, the sponsorships, the volunteers, and everything that comes together. And I love all of that about the fair. What is the biggest piece of advice I would give each parent watching this? Well, first things first, if you made it this far, that means that you had your child and you watched the entire thing. So that's really one of the things I want you to do, is watch the whole video. But, kind of sit back and soak it all in. Whenever they start doing this, it goes by super fast. You might not think it now if you're a first-year parent coming in with a first-year exhibitor, but soak it in. The lessons that they are going to learn and the friends that they are going to make throughout this process is something that they will hold and cherish them forever. The friends and the connections that I've made throughout the Southeastern Youth Fair have helped shape me into who I am and where I'm at today professionally, and I'm forever grateful for that. So sit back and enjoy the moments, and I promise you'll love it. If I had one message to give to every first-time exhibitor, what would it be? Well, you need to find a friend. And what I say with find a friend is one of our older exhibitors that have already been through this process and gone through it. Find them and let them mentor you and show you how to do things. It can be very overwhelming coming into the Swine Show. Like I said earlier, it is one of the biggest shows. It is the biggest that we have here, and there's a lot going on, and things can get overwhelming. So buddy up with a senior exhibitor. They don't have to be a graduating senior, but somebody that's been there before. Learn from them and go through the process, and I promise you, you're going to love it, and you're going to become a better person at the end of it. What is my message to every senior about their last year showing? Well, with that, your time might be coming to an end as an exhibitor here at the fair, and I only pray that, throughout your years here, that you've taken away just one thing from this. Being able to do this and have this opportunity is something that is truly amazing, and I will tell you, there are not a lot of fairs in the state of Florida and in this country that can give you these opportunities that you've had. So I want you to take everything that you have learned and all the experiences that you've gone through, and don't just think about it from exhibiting an animal or exhibiting a project. Look at it as what's going to go forward to help you in life, okay? The lessons that you have learned doing these projects, it's not about making money, okay? It is about us setting you up for the future and the lessons that you have learned to get you there. I promise you, going through this process, and your parents and FFA leaders and advisors can tell you, you are a better person for doing this, and you're going to go far in life. So just remember that you are worth it, and we will always have you back here at the Southeastern Youth Fair, and we're so thankful for you living in Marion County and choosing to show here with us. So with that, I think that's all I have for you guys this year. If you have any questions, please give us a call and let us know, and we look forward to seeing you guys at the initial tagging. Thank you.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching.